Glad to have you with us in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Centennial Bank Stadium, home to the Red Wolves of Arkansas State, and fans have been fired up for this one all day. We've got a sensational matchup for you. Fans have been filing in and getting ready for this game. As we'll see, a squad from the American, a group with a lot to prove here today. Taking on a team from the Sun Belt, the Arkansas State Red Wolves. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Wolves will kick it away to start. Fielded in the end zone. It's White. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power. All those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? We've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coach.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back into 16.
And that's the challenge today. A week ago, they failed the challenge. Last week, they gave up 5 sacks. They can't do that again today. This defense saw it. They watched it on tape. They know they're not doing a good job of protecting their quarterback, and already 1 sack on the day.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Johnson looking to throw. Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. This senior shows some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down.
And that's a first down for the offense.
Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They'll run play action. Fires to the tight end. Gets it out to the 38-yard line after picking up 10 on that one. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Snagged in the middle. It's Bell. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Grabbed in the middle. It's Bell. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. Passing game kept the drive moving. Here's first down.
And that's good enough for a first down.
The short hands. It's Bell. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Second down going up.
Finding an escape route. There he goes. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
Give the offensive line tons of credit on that running play. Just working really well as a unit right now. They're being physical. They're getting a lot of push. And you see guys working up into the second level, getting hats on hats at linebackers and DBs as they try to get involved. This O-line right now really showcasing their physicality.
And they just tried to slam it in from the doorstep, but they went nowhere, and it'll be marked down at the 1. They give him the rock again on 2nd and goal. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown.
And that is exactly what you love to see as a head coach, watching your offense take the field, first drive of the game, and you're methodical, and you take what the defense gives you. You make good decisions. You don't have negative plays. You don't have missed assignments. That shows your head coach that you are locked in and ready to go.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So the Arkansas State Red Wolves offense will try to get something started with their first possession. Hopefully we'll see a performance today like the one that this guy had last week when basically he just ran wild through the defense.
He made that defense look silly. Out in the open field, he was making people miss, breaking tackles, scoring touchdown after touchdown. And this offense has vowed to find new ways to get him the football. So we're going to see something else that we haven't seen before because of this guy's unique talent in this one.
Yeah, and the defense, all eyes on him. That will be the main focus. More guys in the box. I wonder if it opens up the play-action game and the perimeter throws and maybe some big plays through the air because they know he is the man, he is the guy, he is priority number 1.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Red Wolves line up to punt it away. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. First one of the day is booted away. They ran him out there 4 times in the victory last week. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. It's a draw. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Quickly complete. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Lining up to convert 3rd down. Johnson wants to throw it. Fires complete on the crosser. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28.
And the offense has found a lot of success throwing to this guy out of the slot. He's done a nice job working the middle of the field, winning his one-on-one matchups, and this quarterback really feels a good rhythm when he's looking his way.
You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6. Quickly to the tight end. Breaks it. Got enough space. He's in for the score. Touchdown.
It's so nice as a quarterback when it's not just your receivers that are dangerous after the catch. How about the yak ability by this tight end? He's a guy that can stretch the field. He can make DBs miss, and he's got speed. He's a generational talent. He's really helping out this offense.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, we've got a final to let you know about, a game happening inside CUSA today.
Returner is brought down at the 15. And Arkansas State Red Wolves will take over 1st and 10.
Leaves it with the back. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a 1st down. The Red Wolves headed quickly to the line.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play called. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
Looking downfield on 1st down. And is knocked away and incomplete. The defensive back staying in phase and batting it away. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Couldn't connect on 1st down. Now back to the air. And the ball is out. Who's going to get it? Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover. And the quarterback just ran out of time there, and they were able to knock it free.
Quarterbacks have got to do a great job keeping two hands on the football, especially in passing situations like that, because you know defenders are swatting at the ball. Even if you can't see them, these guys, they're 6'5", 6'6", they've got long arms. They're trying to rip and tug away and get that ball out of your hands. A QB will learn from this play. He's got to do a better job with his fundamentals.
Johnson looking to throw. It's picked off, and that's number 10. They'll make the stop on the return at the 38-yard line as this defense records an interception.
Well, everything was going so well for this team early here in this game, and now all of a sudden they get a critical mistake. And you know how college football, David, is about momentum. What is their defense going to be able to do here now when they take the field?
You're right, man. The momentum swings so fast, and now this defense's job is to go out and stop it, right? Like, we made a mistake. You huddle the guys up, sudden change. Be aware they might take a shot down the field, but let's grab the momentum right back.
Rides the back on the option to give.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
They'll go right back to it. Runs through the tackle. Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a first down. Oh, and here they go again. First down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
But it's incomplete, and this sophomore quarterback usually makes that throw every time. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. He'll pull it down and run.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center nowadays in football. You can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
On third and short, trying to impose their will and move the chains. Nowhere to run, and down he goes after losing 6. Kick is in the air. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Got a little space. Turning it on. And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field, what a big gain for the offense.
So now it's second and long. Leaves it with the back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. Johnson wants to throw it. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
Man, that's exactly what this defense needs. They found themselves now in a hole. They're trailing. Got to get pressure on this QB. Can't give him time to get comfortable. They get to him, get the big sack. Maybe this gets them back in the football game.
The punt team makes its way onto the field. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Gets his first one of the day off. He was called on 4 times in last week's win. They'll get him corralled and down at about the 19-yard line. Guys, we'll see if this Red Wolves offense can get moving. They've taken a couple of punches to the jaw, and now they'll try to get this offense going down a couple of touchdowns. Out to the 35-yard line and a little extra breathing room with that 15-yard pickup.
And after giving up a long run defensively, they don't have a chance to substitute now. They've got to get ready to go because the offense is going tempo.
Looking to throw on first down. And here's a fumble way behind the line. That football must be riveted to your rib cage. How can you let it go? At least they fell on it.
Great job by the defense, forcing the fumble, but a bad, unfortunate bounce, and the offense pounces back on it.
And the Red Wolves now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Looking for space. It's Fields. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. The Red Wolves want to pick up the tempo. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Rush is on him. It's complete. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. And the Red Wolves are moving quickly down the field.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
This pass rush has just been relentless, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're about to bring the heat again. Fires to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. Strong, firm tackle. The Red Wolves come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. The give on the option. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
You know, the runner just has to have a little bit more patience. He bounced that thing outside a little too early, and as a result, lost yards.
Now on 4th down and 5, they'll try to move the chains. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Can't make the connection, and the defense gets a 4th down stop.
Result of the play is a turnover on downs.
From the gun, running back gets to give.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Now facing a 3rd and long. They'll run it from the gun. They bring him down right at the 45. Not enough to move the sticks, but maybe close enough to go for it here on 4th. They boot it away. And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. To the air on 1st down. Looking to the big tight end. Oh, he makes the play. It's intercepted. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Well, the defense comes away with the pick there with their nickel personnel. And I think moving forward, if you're on offense, when you see that personnel on the field, you want to run the ball against it because you got smaller guys out there. Or if you're going to throw, think about quick screens outside when you have tight ends flexed on the perimeter, bigger bodies blocking smaller guys.
This offense has it with really good field position. Here's a quick throw out to the left. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Now on 2nd down.
2nd down coming up.
Unloads to the wideout. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. They've moved it into scoring territory. 1st and 10 from the 11.
First down for the offense.
They go to the ground. Oh, the sweet feet. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. From the gun, the running back has it. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can pick up the first without scoring. Johnson looking to throw. Unleashes to the end zone. And it's incomplete as he was trying to finish the drive with a score. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on fourth down. And he missed it. No good. Missed the field goal. Missed the chance to make it a 3-possession game, but still a 14-point lead, guys.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
Plenty of time to work. Not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Oh, they're after him. He's going to run it. Short gain on the play before he slides. The hurry up now. Second down. Clock ticking. Looking to fire. Starting to feel a little pressure. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Looking to throw on first down. Creates a little space. Keeps it and gets past the chains. And he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment. Wants to go up top on first down. Pocket breaking down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Takes the handoff. It's Fields. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Got to get to the line quickly for this third down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Wide open downfield. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. And the Red Wolves will snap it on 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Boston. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on second down. Fires to the middle. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Grab near the sticks. It's Stevens. Picks up enough to get them 1st and 10 from the 11. Looking downfield on first down. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And they get him down for the sack, and they'll go to the locker room feeling good about their pass rush. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, it is hard to beat Jonesboro when that town is buzzing as it is today. And we'd be remiss if we didn't start this halftime report by giving props to this superstar tight end. He's been almost, you know what, check that. He has been unguardable with that unusual blend of speed, size, hands, and route running. He is a pick-your-poison kind of player. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Centennial Bank Stadium.
Just about set to get this second half underway. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Arkansas State has it ready to go to work on offense. Down 2 possessions to start this third quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so much.
Oh, he's got some space. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit. The Red Wolves will hustle to the line.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense isn't. He's able to attack that space with his speed and get a positive play.
Pressure coming. Trying to escape and get it himself. He showed off the stiff arm, but apparently he needed a couple more. A lot of defenders around to stop him. On third down, he drops to throw. Unloads to the right. And the pass was broken up, incomplete, and there's a flag on the field. This could be offensive holding. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. And the Red Wolves send out the punt unit. Excellent job on the punt. Bounces out of bounds at the 5, and they'll have 95 yards to go in front of them. They'll try the run. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. Leaves it with the back. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Motion from the wideout. Johnson wants to throw it. Makes the catch. It's Coleman. Brought down at the 28, but it's a 10-yard gain. Now on first down from the 28. Looking to throw on first down. Throws to the wideout. Complete to the left. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking. Off the play fake on first down. Wants to throw. Quick strike complete.
And that's why play action is going to be big in this game. You saw how it just frees the second level of that defense just for a second and allowed the tight end to work himself vertically down the field. But how about this guy after the catch, right? So hard to bring down. What a weapon.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They'll snap it from the gun on third down. Grab near the marker. It's Coleman. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
That's a first down for the offense.
Trying play action. Fires to the tight end. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27.
Gain of 20.
One of the things I love about the passing game we've seen on offense so far here is just how good the decisions have been by the quarterback. He's not being too greedy. When the shot plays have been there, he's taken them, and they've scored points because of that, but he just takes what the defense gives him, and you're just whittling away, and you're marching the ball down the field. Really good decisions by the QB.
Moving closer to the red zone. It's at the 27 on first down. Give to the running back. Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. He'll keep it himself. He breaks a tackle. Getting work done on the ground. He's pulled down at the 14-yard line.
First down for the offense.
Looking for the score. Pulls it in and runs into the end zone for a touchdown. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Pac-12 teams colliding today in a huge matchup, and now it's a final. Stanford unleashed a furious offensive attack and reminded folks there on the farm of what things were like when Bill Walsh and David Shaw were in charge. An A-plus performance from the Cardinal. Pac-12 football at its finest, gentlemen. Just when you think you have things figured out, a game like this happens.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. The Red Wolves trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Second down, they'll go to the air. Under fire. It's a fumble. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. And he's going to take that fumble all the way back for a touchdown.
Matt, defenses are always trying to force turnovers to get the ball back to their offense, make those big plays. You know what the cherry on the sundae is? When you force the turnover, the pill hits the ground, you scoop it up, and you take it all the way back to the house. Huge play for this defense.
He'll try to tack on one more. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. That is a defensive player's dream. Ball sitting there, chance to scoop it up, run with it, and they don't stop you until the band starts playing. He'll start the return inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, give him 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. Makes the catch. It's Stevens. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. To the air on first down. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29. Oh, man, they've already lost one quarterback today. Now the backup comes in and has to take a shot.
Man, I might think about protecting my QB a little better. I already lost one. Now your second guy gets hit, and you got to keep this guy healthy. You got to keep him upright. You got to protect your quarterback, man.
Running to Green. There he goes. And they finally get him down, but not before. He's got him set up for business at the 49-yard line. And the Red Wolves are moving quickly down the field. Looking to throw on first down. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
It's always so hard for offensive coordinators to adjust their game plan. When you lose your starting quarterback, now you got your backup in. A lot of times there's so much cautiousness, and you just don't want to run them that much, or you don't feel comfortable with the whole playbook, and you could see it there, and you could see the cautiousness, the hesitation led to a sack.
The Red Wolves with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Back to pass on second down. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
A loss of 7 yards on the play. Brings up third down.
And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth quarter comeback. After swapping into the field, they gave him a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. Here's the pressure. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Looked as if they might have that screen really set. set up, but he'll be stopped short of the marker. It's fourth down.
Fourth down.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. And they are stopped on fourth down. That decision will be questioned. Caught in the backfield, it's Bell. He'll get it inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39 before he goes out of bounds. Second down coming up.
Second down coming up.
Handoff to the lone back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Ball just inside the 40 at the 39. It's third and short. It'll be a draw. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line.
And first down for the offense.
And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. The play action fake. Makes the grab down the middle. And it's in there for a touchdown. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the fourth quarter.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead.
Extra point.
And he makes the extra point. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13.
First and 10.
Leaves it with the running back. Works his way into the traffic and picks up 3 to the 17. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's second and 6. Back to pass. Catch in the middle. It's Stevens. Oh, a lot of space. He's at the 20. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all away. Touchdown, Red Wolves. The result of this game is going to sting for sure, but you've got to continue to build, you've got to improve, and you can take some positives out of this late hustle and build for next week.
There's always positives, and coaches are always looking for those things that we did well. What did we do well so we can do more of it in the future? Finding some things here late that they did well.
PAT unit on the field.
Is on for the extra point.
They get the extra point on the board, but they're still down 35-7. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. And now this offense will take the field again. Snags a quick pass on the left. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Second down coming up.
Johnson looking to throw. Finds his man, it's Bell. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
Gain of 11.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
First down.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
It'll be third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Here's a heat. First down and more. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment. They've got it first and 10 at the 50. Caught in the backfield. It's Bell. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical, they're too fast, and they force a negative play.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Got the quick pass. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. I'm not sure what good that did. The completion's fine for the percentage and the stats, but the result's the same. Not enough for the first down. Punt team on the field. Arkansas State ready to go back to work on offense. They'll send the tight end in motion. Gives it on the option. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. And the Red Wolves with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Caught close to the marker, it's Davis. Good call, good execution as they move the chains and they have a 1st down at the 38. Use the play fake, now to throw. Going for it all. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down, 2nd down coming. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? On the option. Now the pitch. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. The Red Wolves come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him short. He does not pick up the 1st down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. On the option. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down?
At the 47, it's a turnover on down.
They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Makes a man miss.
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run, not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carrier.
This defense came in no.
He hurls one deep down the left side. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Johnson wants to throw it. He finds a dead spot in the middle. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. Off play action on 1st down. Fires to the right. Got his man. And tight coverage right there, but he makes the grab, and they've got it on the 11 and a red zone chance. He'll pull it on the read. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Keeping it on the ground with the single back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short. And here comes the field goal team. Salt, meet open wound. Good right down the boulevard. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. No more room to run. They make the tackle right there, and the clock is at 0, and that's how this one will end. With the win today, they're now bowl eligible, and that's certainly worth celebrating, at least to some degree, wouldn't you say, guys?
Yeah, listen, at the start of the year, there are a lot of goals that get put up on the blackboard. Reaching a bowl game is one of them, so now you can go ahead and check that off. But if you're this football team, you're not celebrating that tonight. you're looking to build on this win moving ahead because they've got bigger goals down the road, Dave.
They do, and they've shown you some good flashes throughout the season, man. Some moments that really say this team could be really, really good. And so I think you continue to improve. You know at the end of the season, I get to take a vacation. Wherever the bowl game is, we get a free trip with my boys, but there's some work to be done still.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.